Baby, you're 13. Give it 10 years, 3 mental illnesses, and a handful of tax returns later, and you'll really be stumbling through life, okay? Hi, welcome or welcome back. I didn't know what I was going to do for a video this week because I thought I would rank the chaos of Outer Banks, and then I was working on that concept, and then as I was working on it, I didn't like how it was turning out. And for the last few months, I knew that the week before the Oscars, I wanted to watch all the Best Picture nominees and then record a video of me talking about them and who I want to win. But the thing is that all the Best Picture nominees are on different streaming services, or they're not on a streaming service at all, so I would have had to go in person to watch them in theaters or buy them. And in this economy, it wasn't gonna happen. I'll eventually watch them all, but I simply could not. If you are curious though, I am rooting for Everything Everywhere All at Once because that film is amazing and altered my brain chemistry. So I've decided to rank chaotic and iconic moments from the Oscars over the years. They say that award shows are dying, that the viewership is going down, but one thing that you can count on these award shows for is a pop culture moment. And there are simply so many of them, so if I miss some that you wanted me to rank, just know that I only have so many brain cells, but feel free to comment them below. Also, big fat disclaimer that I am ranking Oscar moments, and my ranking has absolutely nothing to do with the people involved or their talents, except for the ones that committed literal crimes. Anyway, this video is for shits, giggles, and pterodactyl screams. So there are going to be 4 tiers for this ranking video, the first being icon behavior. Pretty self-explanatory. The words iconic and slay are incredibly overused in my vocabulary, but I'm not going to work on it. I'm going to embrace it. The next tier is alright, which either means alright or it means alright. The third tier is Oh Nor Bestie. I used Oh Nor as the name of a tier in my Twilight ranking video, and there were a few Australian viewers that told me that I was actually pretty good at saying it. But there was this one Australian viewer who commented saying something along the lines of, "Your Oh Nors are horrible, but great video." And that just made me audibly laugh. I'm just gonna keep using Oh Nor. I am never gonna claim to be good at it, however, I am loving the discourse among the Australian viewers. Cause what did I make this channel for if not to prompt really important discussions? Anyway, this is basically for the chaotic moments that just kind of make you go, oof. It either just sucks that it happened, or it's like, how did this happen? And the last tier is Oh My God, and I named this tier Oh My God because as I was deciding what to rank, there were some of them that made me go, oh my god. So yeah, those are the tiers. And we're gonna start off really strong with a man streaking the Oscars stage in 1974. So at the 1974 ceremony, David Niven was hosting, and as he's speaking, gay rights activist Robert Opel just runs in completely naked, holding up a peace sign.
Quite likely.
And when he did that, David Niven was like, isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings? This was definitely one of the most surprising things to happen at an Oscar ceremony. I don't think it's quite iconic, but I also don't think it should be in the bottom 2 tiers. The ad-lib was funny for sure, but I think it's alright. Next, we're gonna go to Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's romantic duet in 2019. So Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper were in A Star Is Born, and at this ceremony, they performed an incredibly intimate version of the song Shallow, which is the film's main song. They had their faces pressed together, and they held this meaningful eye contact. The amount of chemistry and tension between those two, I almost turned my TV off when I saw this because I felt like I was intruding. I was like, oh no, I need to leave. They're having a moment. The way that everyone was talking about this film and this song just makes the performance iconic. Next, we have Jane Chapman's memoriam. So every year at the Oscars, the Academy honors those in Hollywood who have died over the last year. This includes actors, directors, set designers, etc. Jan Patterson was a costume designer and 4-time Oscar nominee, and she had passed away in October 2016. So at the 2017 award ceremony, she was expected to be honored in this montage at the Oscars. Her name and occupation were correct in the montage, but the photo used was of Jan Chapman, a very much alive film producer. Jan Chapman said, "I was devastated by the use of my image in place of my great friend and longtime collaborator Janet Patterson. I had urged her agency to check any photograph which might be used and understand that they were told that the Academy had it covered. Janet was a great beauty and a 4-time Oscar nominee, and it's very disappointing that the error was not picked up. I am alive and well and an active producer." That is just jail. Like, that is awful. If I saw that too, like my face on someone else's memoriam, I would be like, is this a threat? But yeah, that is a horrible mistake, so we're gonna put it in oh my god. The next chaotic moment is one of my personal favorites, and it's John Travolta botching Idina Menzel's name. At the 2014 Academy Awards, Idina Menzel was supposed to perform the song Let It Go from the film Frozen, and John Travolta was introducing her. And he fibbed her name so fucking hard. He called her Adele Dazeem. Adele Dazeem.
The wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
As someone who got their name fibbed at their own graduation, this both hurt me and made me laugh. But this really could have been prevented, so it's an oh nor bestie, cause oh nor. This next one is Frances McDormand's viral speech. In 2018, Frances McDormand won for Best Actress in 3 billboards in Ebbing, Missouri, and when she went up for her speech, she invited every woman nominee to stand up in the room with her, and she uplifted them. She implored everyone in the room to encourage more stories centered around women, and then she ended her speech saying, "Inclusion Rider."
I have 2 words to leave with you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Inclusion rider.
An inclusion rider is a stipulation that a cast or crew of a film should reflect real-life demographics, thus including more LGBTQ representation, more people of color, more people with disabilities, and other minorities. So Frances McDormand was urging really famous people in the room to include this when negotiating their contracts so that they can use their fame and their power to open doors for other minorities. And I just think that's really great and iconic. The next moment we're going to go to is the Oscars selfie. So at the 2014 ceremony Ellen DeGeneres was hosting, favorite host ever, definitely treats everyone with an equal amount of respect. Anyway, she wanted to break the record for the most retweeted photo of all time, so she snapped a selfie with stars like Jennifer Lawrence, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Bradley Cooper, and Meryl Streep. I can imagine that if you're one of these people, this is really fun and really funny. However, as a baby teenager watching this at home while studying pre-calc, I was like, great. Awesome. What do I do with this information? So this is all right. Next chaotic moment we're going to go to is the infamous Oscars slap. So at the Oscars last year, Chris Rock made a joke calling Jada Pinkett Smith G.I. Joe because she has a very shaved, closely bald head due to having alopecia. Will Smith then shouted from the audience, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and then went on stage and slapped him. Look, no good came out of this. Everyone lost here. I turned the Oscars on last year 1 minute before this happened, so you can imagine how confused I was. What I will say about Oscar moments like these is that they're not all addressed and treated consistently. Like, people talked about how watching this was traumatizing, there were obviously consequences, there's a whole Wikipedia page about it, when to this day there are some moments where people got away with doing stuff that they shouldn't have. For example, this next moment is Roman Polanski winning an Oscar. He won for Best Director for The Pianist in 2003, and he wasn't there to accept his award. Why? He fled the country to avoid getting arrested for child abuse, and he was still awarded and only got suspended from the Academy 15 years later in 2018. Need I expand on this one? Okay, so this next one didn't exactly happen at the Oscars ceremony. It actually happened when they were announcing the nominations, but I read about it and I just had to put it in this ranking. So Dick Pope is a cinematographer who was nominated in 2015, and Cheryl Boone Isaacs was presenting the nominees for this category, and she called him Dick Poop. Imagine delivering 30 years worth of work in cinematography and then the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences calls you Dick Poop. Adele Dazeem walked so Dick Poop could run. This is just incredibly unfortunate. Like, oh nar, bestie. Next moment we have is Eminem's surprise performance in 2020. At the 2020 award ceremony, Eminem surprised everyone on stage and started performing Lose Yourself. Can I just say how random this is? Do you know how many films Eminem has been in? 1. Do you know how many years it's been since Lose Yourself came out? Like almost 20. Also, the reactions that the camera cut to made it a little awkward. But like, this is fine, so it's alright. Next is Jack Palance doing push-ups on stage. In 1992, Jack Palance won for Best Supporting Actor for his role in City Slickers. He started his speech by saying he craps bigger than Billy Crystal, and then he expresses discontent over the fact that a lot of directors question his physical capabilities because of his age. So to prove himself, he gets down and starts doing push-ups, like one-armed push-ups. And this was a 73-year-old man. Can I just just say that this man thanked absolutely no one. He was like, fuck you, look what I can do. And it's alright. It's alright. This next Oscar moment is another one of my personal favorites, and it's Jennifer Lawrence falling in 2013. She was accepting the award for Best Actress for the film Silver Linings Playbook, and as she's walking on stage, she falls over. This was during peak GIF era. I don't have a lot of memories from being 13 because I blocked that part of my life out. However, I distinctively remember using this gif of her falling. I, as a 13-year-old, was gifing this and captioning it, stumbling through life. Baby, you're 13. Give it 10 years, 3 mental illnesses, and a handful of tax returns later, and you'll really be stumbling through life, okay? I feel really bad for her though. Like, she was probably nervous. She was confirmed drunk at this point. She's wearing this big, beautiful dress and heels. I would fall face flat if I were her. Like, she actually fell a lot more gracefully than I ever would have. But yeah, oh nar, bestie. And for some reason, I felt compelled to also put her falling in 2014. In 2014, she fell outside on the red carpet, tripping over a traffic cone, and a lot of people were saying that she was faking this one, and she was like, no, I didn't, and I believe her. I believe she didn't want to be gifted again, like I wouldn't. She took someone down with her too. She's going down and she's yelling timber. Oh nar, bestie. Next chaotic moment is Glenn Close's debut dance. At the 2021 award ceremony, there was this Oscar trivia quiz going on where attendees had to hear a song, identify it, and then guess whether it was a nominee, a winner, or neither. When it got to Glenn Close, she correctly identified Debut, written by Marcus Miller from Spike Lee's 1988 film School Days, and then she got up and did Debut dance. This is fine. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. It's fine. Next thing to rank is Cher's black feather headpiece and her black dress. This was at the 1986 Oscars, and the thing about this dress is that it's supposed to be a rebellion. She said, I had the idea mostly because the Academy didn't really like me. They hated the way I dressed, and I had young boyfriends, so they thought I wasn't serious. So I came out and said, as you can see, I got my handbook on how to dress like a serious actress. This is a moment in pop culture that helped define girl bossery, if you ask me. So this is gonna go under icon behavior. This next one is by Nicole Kidman, whom I personally love. I love her work, and my favorite has to be the AMC advertisement. The iconic ad with one of the biggest fucking budgets I've ever known for a 2-minute advertisement. This one is her clapping like a seal at the 2017 Oscar ceremony and it going viral. I love it. I love everything about this. This is everything to me. So it's going under icon behavior. Next one is the tie for Best Actress in 1969. So back then, Katharine Hepburn was nominated for her role in The Lion in Winter, while Barbra Streisand was nominated for her role in Funny Girl. It was announced that it was a tie between the two of them, and then everyone in the audience was kind of bewildered, and then they all started clapping and cheering. Lea Michele saw this and went, there have only been very few times that there has been a tie at the Oscars, and this one was just iconic, so it's going under icon behavior. Next, we've got Daniel Kaluuya mentioning his parents' sex life in his speech. So he won Best Supporting Actor for his role in Judas and the Black Messiah, and he was super happy, like as he should. And then in his speech, he goes, my mom, my dad, they had sex. His mom was also in the audience, and she was like, bro. You know, I get what he was trying to say. He was trying to say, I'm so happy to be alive. I'm so happy to have been given this life, which I credit my parents for. I don't know why he said it like that, though. So this is gonna go under oh nar, bestie. Next moment I'm ranking is Adrien Brody forcing a kiss on Halle Berry. So in 2003, Adrien Brody won an Oscar for his role in The Pianist, and Halle Berry was presenting the Oscar to him. And then he went up on stage and kissed her without her consent. And she even spoke about it later and said she was in complete shock and was thinking, what the fuck? Besties? Don't do that. That is literally assault. And I kind of hate that this is up on the Academy's channel for one of the Oscars' best moments. This absolutely deserves to go under oh my god. Next chaotic moment we have is Rebel Wilson and James Corden showing up in their Cats costumes. So at the 2020 ceremony, when James Corden and Rebel Wilson were presenting an award, they came on stage fully decked out in their Cats look. Let me tell you something about Cats. Actually, 2 things. I was in the theater with my mom watching a movie when we saw the first look trailer for the Cats movie, and we hear Jennifer Hudson's beautiful, beautiful voice, and my mom whispers over to me, we have to go see this film when it comes out. And then it cuts to James Corden or whoever in their full Cats look, and my mom goes, oh, never mind. Also, this movie is PG. It's PG, and you know what? My friend's 10-year-old cousin could not get through this movie because it made her feel uneasy. And same. I applaud them for joking about the visual effects of their movie, like they were aware that us as a society do not love this look. However, I am scared, so I'm putting this under oh my god. Next is what spun everyone's heads in 2017. At the 2017 Oscars, Warren Beatty declared La La Land the winner of Best Picture, but it hadn't, due to a mix-up with the envelopes backstage. And La La Land producers went from accepting the award on stage to handing it over to the people behind Moonlight. This is what's now known in pop culture as Envelope Gate. This is surely the biggest political scandal in Oscars history, and that's why it's called that. I do think it's funny that people were calling this the biggest catastrophe in Oscars history, because surely they couldn't mean that. It sucks for the La La Land cast and crew, like it really sucks, but it's not bottom tier level, like it just shouldn't have happened. So it's gonna go under oh nar bestie. And last but not least is what I think is a super underrated chaotic moment in Oscars history, the Vice hair and makeup speech from 2019. So at this award show, Vice won for hair and makeup, and the hair and makeup team did not seem like they knew each other at all. So one of them started a speech, and then another pulls out a speech from her pocket and hands it to the one that's already talking to say it, but then that person refuses, and then a third person starts talking. Then they start playing the music to sort of usher them off, but they keep going, and they keep going until the lights are cut. Legend says they're still on that stage today. What a mess. Like, I feel really bad for them too, because this is an Oscar, like the biggest accolade of their life. I would simply pass away. So this is an oh nar bestie. But yeah, that's a ranking of 23 of the most iconic and chaotic Oscars moments. I know that there's a lot more, but there's only so much that I can rank. You know what I forgot? I forgot the Meryl Streep meme. We're just gonna pretend like I put the Meryl Streep meme under icon behavior. This is the meme from the 2016 award show, I think, of her shouting, and then everyone memed it and went viral online. She also recreated it like a year or two later when she came to the Oscars in her fairy godmother from the Shrek series fit. I can't believe I forgot that one. Shit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, comment what you think, or if there's an Oscar moment that you wanted me to rank that I missed, comment that below. I love my socials listed below, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already.